Hey guys, Vick here and welcome to another review. Today we are looking at the Axis V2. Just to get into the version numbers and stuff, just to clear a few things up. Originally there was the Axis V1 and it looked incredibly similar to this, and basically they did a full run of the V1. Very successful, did very well, and then they did a V2. Now the only improvements they made were the 510 became adjustable, and they say they used more age Kamagong Ironwood, and so they eliminated a potential issue of warping that could have happened with some of the version 1s. After this one, they released a version 2 limited edition. Now this was a much lighter version of the wood, really a lot lighter, and instead of saying Axis like this, it had a little metal panel plate there saying Axis instead. They also did a leather bound version of that one, I believe, as well. And Todd from Todd's E-Sig Reviews, the Vapor Shed, he has covered that leather bound version as well, so go and check out his review of the Axis as well. So without further ado, I'll go and show you this mod close up, and then we'll come back up, have a vape and a chat. I'll see you in a sec. Okay guys, this is the Axis up close. I'm just going to show you the door first, just because it's a two-handed job to get off. You can see the two magnets there, they correspond with the two magnets here. The door has sort of rivets in so that it's sort of physically stuck in as well as magnetizedly stuck in. Absolutely no rattle or wobble from the door. One accusation that's been levelled at the Axis is the springs could be better, and I do know what they mean to a certain extent. The springs are yeah, slightly janky potentially. You can see my serial there is 530, that's where a serial is located, but basically inside you've just got all your electronics are in here, so you've just got the actual battery spot there. Another thing I could possibly show you up close, just put these batteries back in and slide this door back on. There's two magnets there as well that correspond with down here, but we can see that okay. So that is that locked in. Another thing to show you guys is it can't hold its voltage permanently, so you know, as the batteries get low in power, that's the max it can put out. Even though it's turned right to full on the dial, because my batteries are flat, it's struggling to make that. Power that it's meant to be putting out. So that is worth knowing as well. If we take the ATI off, let's take our Twisted Messers RDA off. You can see we have the 510 here, the 510 plate. It does have little air grooves. I don't know what you'd be using that needed them, but it does have them if you do need it. And you can see the screw in there which needs adjusting to whatever you are having, you know, to whatever atomizer 510 pin you've got in there. So you adjust it with the screwdriver, and that is that. This is the dial which changes the power. So if you go up here like this, that would be less power than if you went further down, and it all depends on what it can handle at any given time. So if we turn it up a bit more, it goes down to 368, and so on. The fire button is here, and it's just a really nice press. Really like that, but not clicky or anything like that, not rattly or anything like that, but it's just a nice press. You can see Axis written on the side, that is engraved, and that is the back, and that's the top. and you've got these grooves here for your fingers, so actually it absolutely fits. Just so lovely in the hand like that. And that is very much it. That's the screen. Basically shows you just your exact voltage that's hitting the atomizer, and that is that, guys. There's really very little to show you guys, so go back up top and I'll give you the pros and cons of this mod. Okay guys, that was the Axis up close. I'm just going to get straight into the positives and negatives of this. Obviously it's one of my favourite mods and I absolutely love it. I was looking for one for a really long time, finally got my hands on it and I've not been disappointed. Having said that, there are some positives and negatives worth mentioning. It is incredibly big. It is a very big mod. It is a dual 18650, but it's really big, so compared to sort of the Hannah style case, it's absolutely massive. It's not too much wider, a little bit wider, but not too much wider, but it's really tall. This is not a pocket friendly mod, and that's probably worth saying. It's incredibly unique looking, so some people won't like the looks and some people will. I think it's bloody gorgeous, but that's purely my personal opinion. Another thing you've got to say as a potential negative, it's very pricey. Recommended retail price of £170 in the UK. I believe that is the recommended retail price, brand new. It is variable voltage only, as I showed you up close. So 5.5 volts there is what that is showing. I don't have a problem with that at all, but I know some people do like to deal in wattage. It's not variable wattage, it's variable voltage only. And the 510, now the 510 is like a plate, so you're always going to see that very bottom bit. If you've got a stainless steel atomizer on top, it just becomes part of the atomizer and it looks absolutely neat and tidy. It looks good. I guess they could design it so that it was set into the actual mod, perhaps. That would be an option. And again, it is an adjustable 510, not a floating 510, so you do have to use a screwdriver to adjust to your own settings. Lovely. So that being said, the positives are thus. It's, in my opinion, absolutely gorgeous, absolutely stunning, incredibly comfortable in the hand, incredibly comfy to use, right-handed or left-handed, fingers in the grip, and you've got your trigger finger on the pulse. 510 is adjustable. I mean, I've got to tell you that it's not floating, but it is adjustable, so all your atomizers are going to fit on here lovely. Haven't had any trouble with any atomizers at all. What have I put here? The volts are adjustable. Obviously this is a variable voltage, so you can adjust, and the way it adjusts the voltage is really cool with this turny dial. I think it's a really cool way of adjusting it. I really like that facility. They are, I suppose this is a positive or maybe a negative, I'm not sure, but it's something worth mentioning. There aren't millions of these about. I think version 1 was 1,000, and each version I think has been roughly 1,000. So maybe there's only about 3,000 or 4,000 of them out there. Maybe even less than that. I'm not 100% sure. The serial number on mine is 500 and something. So yeah, so they're not super easy to get a hold of to a certain extent. If you go to a lot of the vendor websites that do sell them, Schmovapes, Midlands, people like that, they're very often out of stock. And it's worth mentioning that each one, because it's made of wood, obviously a Kamagong Ironwood, each one is completely unique. Mine's very dark, some have much more visible grainage on, some are lighter, but they're all completely unique. The wood is a massive positive. Really impressed with this Kamagong Ironwood. Super durable. It's what they use to make the fighting sticks that they use for like martial arts and things. Super tough wood, super durable mod. It's not going to break at all, no matter what you do. And I really like the screen. I think it's a really good screen. I really like that screen. That is something to bear in mind as well. This is absolutely my favourite dripping setup at the moment. I've got the Twisted Messers RDA. and the Axis mod. Absolutely love it for dripping, but you could turn that dial down and use it with a tank. Absolutely loving it. And I think the screen is very, very visible and very neatly put inside the mod, and I really like the screen, so I'll mention that as well. Overall, absolutely love it. Chuffed to bits with this, one of my favourite mods in the world, and I love it. And so that is the crux of it. Thanks for watching. Got a vlog next, and then back onto some more reviews. See you soon.